Hello and welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about ideal gas laws. It is discussed in AP Chemistry and will be on the AP exam, so you should know how to do it. If you don't, this is what we're here for. So the basic formula is PV is equal to N times R times T. So in the corner I'm going to write down what each letter stands for. So P is pressure. That will be, the units for that is ATM. The next we have a volume of a gas. That's important, and that unit is liters. I'll put a star next to that because some questions will give you milliliters. They try to trick you up, but in terms of ideal gas laws, your volume should always be in terms of liters. Next we have N, which is mole. Molar mass, mole. And then T, R I'll skip. I'll talk about that. T is temperature. Temperature, I'm also going to put a star next to this. Because some questions will give you Celsius, also trying to trick you up. We'll go over that. But the primary unit on that is Kelvin. Then R is always 0.0821. Is always, unless they tell you elsewise. If they tell you just R, always assume 0.0821. So those are the ones that you should memorize. R you should memorize 0.0821. And volume, just make sure it's in terms of liters. Temperature in terms of Kelvin. Liters, not Celsius, not degrees. Not milliliters, but liters. And then temperature, Kelvin, not Celsius, nor degree. Cross those out. And then 0.0821 you should know. Okay, so here I have, that's the formula. So now we're going to jump into some practice problems. So at a temperature of blank Celsius, 0.414 mole of carbon monoxide gas occupies 10.4 liters at 1.21 ATM. So start by underlining your terms, or I'll start by writing out the formula. PV is equal to nRT. So nRT. So I want to find temperature. So I'm going to isolate T because that's what I want to find. I want to find temperature. So if I divide both sides by nR, I would get PV over nR. I delete that, so I'm going to highlight my terms. 0.414 mole, 10.4 liters, and 1.21 ATM. And then that's N, V, and P, respectively, corresponding to our formula. So I underline L because that is what we want, volumes in terms of L. And in this question, it's asking for Celsius. But in terms of ideal gas law, we always use Kelvin. So we're going to have to do the conversion because of 1 Celsius. So T, I'm going to plug in all my numbers. 10.4 times 1.21 all over N, which is 0.414. And then R is always 0.0821. That's always, unless they tell you otherwise on the AP exam. And so I do those conversions, and then I will come up with 370.2 Kelvin. This is important. Ideal gas laws will always give you Kelvin, but my answer, I need Celsius. So conversion you should know is Kelvin to Celsius, or Celsius Kelvin. So Kelvin is equal to Celsius plus 273.15. So if I isolate my C, I get C is equal to K minus 273.15. I have K. I found to be 370.2. So when I plug that into my equation, I'll do my calculation, and then I would get 97. I should get 97.0 something, 0.05. That should round to 97. So 97 Celsius is my answer. 97 Celsius. So let's look at this question now. It's in review, so Celsius and Kelvin. Know the difference. Know what the question asks. So now, next to this question, the pressure of a sample of CH4 gas, which is 6.02 grams in a 30 liters vessel at 402 Kelvin, is blank ATM. So I have volumes in correct units, temperature, and I want to find pressure. Now 6.022, I'm given grams, but I know there's a relationship between grams and moles. So I need to turn grams into moles. And to do that, I'm going to be doing some molar mass work. So 6.02 grams over 1. And the molar mass of CH4 is 16. Because H4 is 4 and C is carbon is 12. So it's 16. 16 grams. So that's how you change from grams to moles. And then you would get 0.376375 mole. Okay, so now I'm going to use my ideal gas law of PV is equal to nRT. PV is equal to nRT. So all my units are now correct, so I can use it now. I want to find P, so I need to isolate it. So I'm going to divide both sides by V. So N times R times T divided by V. I'll bring that down here, and then we'll start it. I'll put the units in. So N is 0.3737. This is what we found N to be through our conversions. 0.376375. And then times R is always 0.0821 unless told otherwise. And then my temperature is in the correct units now, or it's always been in the correct units. It's given in Kelvin, which is 402. And then my volume, I was given 30 liters. 30 liters. and then I do all the calculations for that, and I should get 0.41 ATM. So this next equation, or this next problem, let's get to it. I like the screen. So it says the mass of nitrogen dioxide contained in a 4.32 liter vessel at 48 Celsius and 1.4840 ATM is blank grams. So my ideal gas law will give me N, which is in moles, and I want to find grams. So I know there's a relationship between moles and grams through molar mass. So I'll have some more molar mass work to do in this question as well. And then I also know that at 48 Celsius, that can't work because I need Kelvin. Make sure it's always Kelvin. That trips many students up. It even tripped me up. So K is equal to 48 plus 273.15. Do the equation, and you would get 321.15 Kelvin. 0.15 Kelvin. So now my temperature is in the correct units. So now let's do some ideal gas law work. So PV is equal to nRT. I want to find N, so I'm going to isolate N by dividing both sides by RT. PV over RT. So my PV, my pressure is given to be 1.4 times my volume, which is 4.32. Both were given. My R is always 0.0821. And then my temperature I found to be in Kelvin, which I needed to be at 321.15. And then once I do that calculation, I'll get N to be, I would have N to be 0.23. 0.23 mole. Remember, my question asked me for grams. So in order to do that, I'm going to multiply 0.23 mole by my molar mass of nitrogen dioxide. Oxygen is 16 each atom. I have 2 atoms, so 16 times 2 is 32. And nitrogen is 14 for 1 atom. Remember O2, there's 2 atoms, 2 times 16, 32. So I add 14 and 32, I have a total of 46 grams. So 46 grams per mole, 46 grams per mole, 46 times 0.23. And I would get 10.6 grams. 46 is grams per mole, but actual grams is 10.6 grams. So this is ideal gas laws. Some things, remember temperature is always Kelvin. Read the question. Volume is always liters, not milliliters. Those will trick you up. And R is always 0.0821 unless told otherwise. Thanks for watching.